Hello .NET developers. In this video we're going to create an application like Cursor. We tell it what we want, we give it the project path, and it's going to create files and code with AI for us. And it has access to some of our tools, and the best thing, it debugs our project. Before telling us that it's finished, it builds a project, finds the error, solves them, and tells us when it's finished. Let's see how to implement it. And if you want to just see what it does, you can see end of the video. We have showed a demo for that. And the point is, in this video, we have used console application to not spend time on making a beautiful UI, but you can use Blazor, MAUI, or whatever you want to have a better UI and UX. Let's get to the video. Okay, I just simply create a console application, name it Cursor, Cursor.net, and I should copy the project name because we need it later. To be able to work with AI features in .NET, there are some packages that we need to install. Here are the packages. Actually, here. Okay. The first two, Microsoft extensions .ai and .ai.openai, enable us to work with AI features and actually OpenAI in our application. Actually, Microsoft extensions .ai is great. It's great. It's really easy to use. And configuration that user secrets enable us to save us our important information with user secrets approach. It's an approach that saves this information out of the project, and it's very safe and easy to use. Okay. I open a developer PowerShell. We need to move the project directory, which is cd cursor.net, and install these packages. Now we need to add our user secrets. Let's back to the cheat sheet file. First of all, we need to initialize the user secrets. Whenever you want to set a user secret, you need to call the init method. You can see that I have my OpenAI key. The name is important here. Actually, you can set whatever you want, but in the code, you should copy and paste it when you want to read the value of that. And my model name, which is GPT-4o. GPT-4o is a great model for writing code when using with GPT, when working with GPT. Okay? Great. But how are we going to do this? You know, for example, it has my project location. I'm going to tell it what is the project for, or explain this file to me. How is it going to access that file and read its content? I don't want to copy and paste the content there. We all know that ChatGPT can do that. But I want it to access there as many times as it wants, or when it wants when it generates the code, okay, I want it to just paste it there, change the file for me, okay? I just want to test the project. And so how is it going to do that? We need to write some functions and tools and connect it to the LLM. So LLM is going to plan what it's going to do, how many times it's going to do, and then it just calls the functions and everything is going to happen. First of all, we're going to create a very simple chatbot to see what are the basic interfaces and classes that we should work with them. And then we're going to add the tools and use them. So let's get started. First of all, we need to load a configuration. I'm going to say configuration is a new configuration builder. That's add user secrets for the program.cs class. Oops. .build. Okay. My API key is configuration with name of OpenAI key. Actually, user secrets save this information in a key pair value approach, and I'm going to say our model name is configuration model name. Okay. Now I need my iChat client, which is in the Microsoft extensions.ai namespace. Let's name it chats, or just clients. And it's a new chat clients builder. Okay, I'm going to say new OpenAI clients. It needs an API key from me. I'm going to pass it. Get chats clients as iChat clients and .build. We see an error because get chat client needs a model name from us. Okay, so is it work? Yes, for a simple chatbot it works, but when we wanted to call some functions, we need to add some other configuration here. Use function invocation. Now the the chat client knows that it can access to some functions. Great. We need a list of our chat messages, our history messages. So I'm going to say list chat message. Make sure that you're using the Microsoft extensions.ai chat message, not openai.chat. History messages is new list of chat messages. And I wanted to give it some instructions. So I give it chat role that system and the instructions. Okay, so it knows the configuration of what should it do. It's like a settings and instructions. I'm going to complete it later. Now we don't want to get deep into the prompt engineering or what prompts to use, and simply add a while here where user prompt is console.readline and history messages that add new chat message. Thanks for completing that. Where response is await chat client that gets response async. You see, one of the constructors said give me one chat message, but there is another constructor that gets list of chat messages, or enumerable of chat messages. That's why we declared these history messages, and before asking for the response, we have added user message to history messages. So I'm going to say history messages, and look at here. We have a chat options here. It's very important. There's some important configuration here. Let's try tool. You can see that we can give it some tools and allow multiple tool calls, which is set it to true. So it knows it can call multiple tools. But what are its tools? We need to declare them. Okay, we need 4 tools here. The first one is listing all files. We give it the path, and it returns all of the files in there. So we know what's there. They're just simple, pure C# codes. Okay, just C# codes. Another method gets the file path and name and returns the contents of that. For example, I say what is in the program.cs file. It returns me the codes. The third one, write files. We give it the path and we give it our new content. For example, I say change the program.cs codes to this code. Okay, and the last one builds our solution and returns the errors. Okay, let's copy and paste the methods. Here it is. I'm just going to paste it here. I don't open a new file, but please do it for your real projects. Okay, you can see my list files, read file, write file, and build solution async, which returns a build result DTO that has success and errors here. Success is a boolean, or errors a list of array or array of a string. Okay, let's get back here. Like say tools is new array, AI function factory that creates. Now it is my function. I'm going to say list files. We're declaring the functions to the AI. List files. What's the name of that? List files. And it needs some description. Thanks. List all files in the dictionary. What is the last one? Okay. List all files in a directory. And I'm going to say it has an argument of path. Okay. We need another one. Read file. Copy and paste it. Reads the file contents in the given path. Okay. And let's make change to file path. The names here are not important. I'm just telling the AI that it has an input which you need to call. Writes new contents in a file, and it gets a file path and new content. Actually here, let's make sure, what if the file doesn't exist? File that write all text, I think file that write all text, yeah, creates a new file. Yes, it does create a new file. Okay, so no problem. And the last one, build solution async. Builds the solution and returns solution and returns the errors. And it gets solution path. Okay, here are our tools and functions, and AI knows that it can use them multiple times. But here we need to set our prompt, our instruction prompt. Let's just copy it. Okay, look at here. I'm telling you, you're a helpful assistant that can help with coding tasks. Okay, you have access to tools like to list files, read file content, write new content in your file, and build a solution. So I'm telling the tools again here, and look at here. I'm going to be able to handle user requests and comments and solution. You need to have the solution path first. So if user said, write me an application, tell it where's your solution, okay? You need to have the solution path first. The path solution is this one, and the directory solution, the project directory is this one. Just I'm going to tell, I tell it that get the parents directory of that, because when we want to build the solution, we need this kind of address. But when we want to list all of the files, we need this kind of address. We do not need project.sln anymore. I'm just telling it. So get the solution path from user. And I gave it an example. When user asks you to implement a feature, you can see where the file is by calling the list tool function, see its contents by calling get file function. When you wrote the new code, call the write function, and then call the get errors and build method function to make sure there are no errors. And I'm telling it again. If you need to solve it, and back to the user, okay, if there were any errors. Whenever you message the user that is done, the solution must be without any errors. So never tell the user that it's done without checking for errors. And then I'm telling it, if you tried more than 5 times and you couldn't solve the bug, just tell the user I couldn't find it and solve it. So user will do something else. Maybe it asks you to try again, or just fix it by its own. Let's test the project. Here I have an MCP server C# application. We have a video about it actually as well. MCP is a great technology and protocol to use with AI. When I open my project, you can see that there are some MCP server tools in this file. Okay, get age, login, check password, get role. We don't want to talk about them. Okay, and when I build the project, it works. Everything is fine. I want to ask my application to tell me about these files and finally change them and add a new MCP server tool here. Okay, let's copy the path and run our application. Okay, I'm going to say solution path is this one. Tell me in short what the project does and what is the main purpose of that. Okay, it's not going to work. I've been waiting too long, and the reason is we haven't printed anything on the console. Let me see, can I copy this? I've tried that, okay. Let's get here. There's one important thing to know. Whenever the AI calls an AI tool, it creates a message for that. For example, the message is an assistant or system message that says, I've tried to read the content of the file and I'm going to write the file now, okay? We don't want to show this information to the user. If you want to show it's okay, but I don't want to show it. So every time I'm going to print only the last message, response that messages dot last .text, okay? Just the final message of that. But I'm going to tell the user that's how many messages did it create. Response messages dot count messages created. Okay. Now let's test the project again. Okay, we can see that it's saying the project appears to be a C# server application that utilizes a host builder, blah, 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 blah. A management system or similar application. It has a main program. It has a role definer tool. Yeah, it includes several methods. Okay. I hope that it tells me that it's an MCP server. Just tell me what is the main goal of that. Is it an API? Let's see, can it find is it an API or is it an MCP server? Aha. The MCP server C# project appears to be a server application, possibly related to Model Context Protocol as suggested by assembly name. That's totally correct. Okay, tell me is, or list is MCP server tools and create a new one, whatever you want. It's a harder task for it. It needs to load the data first and then creates a new MCP server tool there. Let's see what is going to happen. And actually it's going to take more time because it needs to build the project and check that it works or not. Okay, it says I added a new tool named Action Logger tool to the project and blah, blah, blah. I want an MCP server tool. Add an MCP server tool, not other tools. Let's see what it's going to do. Okay, it says I have successfully added a new tool called notification tool to the MCP server. Okay, let's go here. I have an action logger tool. Great. A notification tool. Well done. You can see we have a description for that. An MCP server tool here. Let's build it. It's working perfectly. There are a lot of features that we can add to this project. For example, we can connect it to GitHub MCP server, and instead of passing the local path of the project, we can give a repository URL. It can add new members, it can create some branches for us, it can push, it can even create a new repository, manage everything there. It's perfect, it's really powerful. We can connect it to the Figma MCP server, see what's going on there, and create codes based on that. We can get some pull requests, we can debug our codes. It's perfect. And the main point is, you have the source code. You can customize it in a way that you want. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed that. It was really exciting for me, actually. It was something totally new that I've developed. See you in the next videos.